I'm Jennifer Sanasi. You're watching News 24 Live. I'm joined in studio by Food 24's wine expert, Kathy Marston. It's Wine Wednesday, and today we are trying two very delicious Pinot Noirs. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? I'm better now that you brought in two Pinot Noirs.
Some lovely Pinot Noirs. They're both from Elgin. So I think we've done before now, we've done Sauvignons, and everyone thinks that Elgin is all about cool climate Sauvignon, which it is, but it's also very, very good for Pinot Noir and very good for Shiraz as well.
I really love the Elgin Valley. It's one of my favorite wine
and
areas.
They're such a nice bunch of people.
I know, they really are.
Really lovely. Very nice indeed. So we've got two here today. This is Winter's Drift, which is beautiful. They've just opened a very nice little tasting centre and little snacks and cafes and things like that.
It's an old train station.
Old train, yeah. It's very, very pretty. So that's very good. And then one of my favourite winemakers, one of my favourite people actually, Kathy Marshall.
She has almost the same name as you.
I know, we get mistaken for each other a lot. I find myself giving people advice on how I make my Pinot Noir very frequently, and she tells people all about the wine courses that she teaches. So we just given up now arguing about who we are. We just answer each other's questions.
You've just become one.
We are the same person. Yes, that's right. So Kathy Marshall's here. This is going to be. We'll try this one first. And what she's done here is it's a new label. This is the one that comes from clay soils, and Kathy is a real big Burgundy fan. It's her favourite place on earth, I think. And if you're making wine in Burgundy, it's all about the soils, it's all about the site. So what she's trying to do here is that in previous years, she's had a reserve called the 9 barrels, I think, or something like that, and then the normal one. And now this time, she's actually done it into different soils. So she's got clay soils, and I think she's got granite soils. I'm not quite sure about the other one, actually. But this is the clay soils that we've got here. So let's have a little taste and see what we think of this. Look at that colour. Could this be anything other than Pinot Noir, hey?
No, it's true. Pinot Noir has a very distinct colour.
Absolutely. And people often think because it's so pale in colour, they think it's not going to be an umphy wine, and that's such a mistake.
That's not the truth.
Not the truth at all. Oh, my word.
I just could smell that for all my days to come.
It's like raspberries and cloves and tea leaves. I know you're a big tea fan, aren't you?
Yeah,
lots of lovely aromatic teas in there as well. Beautiful. Let's have a taste. Wow.
That's delicious.
How lovely is that?
Now talk us through some of those flavors. What would you pair this with?
Well, all these were very red berry flavours, and that's very typical.
Juicy.
Very juicy and red berries. You could go duck. I always have a thing with Pinot Noir and lamb. I always have done. I'm not quite sure why. But duck is another option, and sushi is actually a good option. If you want to have red wine with sushi, then I would try a Pinot Noir. It's got nice acidity. It's going to cut through the fat of the salmon and the fish and things like that. And it's not so heavy, and it's not so umphy on the tannins that it's going to dry out. So it's a very versatile wine, actually, it's Pinot Noir.
Now, you say it's good with sushi. Is it good with any fish dish, or should we stick to sushi sashimi?
Well, I think sushi and sashimi will be fine. I mean, even just the steaks themselves, you know, if you want to have a nice tuna steak, it will work very well. Or a nice piece of Norwegian salmon, it will also do nicely. I think once you start getting into, I know that there's a tendency, a lot of people like to have things like sweet chili, and I'm not quite sure that's going to work. This is a bit too lovely and elegant. I don't want to spoil this with anything like that.
Yep.
So, beautiful, lovely, savoury flavours on this. Very nice.
Well, we're going to get to the recipe we chose for both Pinot Noirs in just a moment, but let's move on to the Winter's Drift.
Sorry, I had to just have a little bit more than that. It
I'm also going to have a little bit more.
Kills me to pour this away. I'm so sorry, Kathy, if you're watching this.
That's so good.
I know, isn't it nice?
Okay, as you pour, I'm just going to drink a little more.
So, I am expecting good things here from the Winter's Drift. Look at that again, all that beautiful colour from there again. Nice and pale. And they tend to use generally a little bit more oak. Kathy is cutting down on the oak in her wines. She wants to let the fruit come out a little bit. Now, Winter's Drift traditionally have always used a little bit more oak. They're trying to give it a little bit more structure and backbone and make it last a little bit longer. So, and you can see that this one is a little bit redder in colour, whereas Kathy's has gone a little bit garnet, sort of showing a little bit of age on there. So. Oh, now very different, hey?
Yeah.
Lots of spice on there.
Very spicy, I was going to say. And even, I don't know if I'm wrong here, but I'm smelling like almost a coffee, but not like a coffee pinotage-y.
No, but like a very, very fresh sort of actual coffee bean itself, So lots more spice on there, lots of stronger and these sort of secondary aromas that we're getting, not so much the fruit-packed thing. Let's have a taste. Wow. That's very nice as well, huh?
And they're both Pinot Noirs, but very
And they're both from the
different
same
flavor
area.
profiles. Exactly.
And very, very different. And I think you're seeing the effect here of the soils and the effect of the winemaker, because it's always the winemaker who chooses how that wine is made and how it's put into the bottle. But delicious examples. This, I think, would be a very, very good wine with food. It's got a little bit more tannin in there, a little bit more sort of that smokiness coming from the oak. This I would just drink for breakfast, quite frankly, I'm afraid. Sorry.
I don't know how many people you should tell that,
Oh,
Kathy.
dear. I don't know. I suspect a lot of people know that about me
Yeah,
already.
they probably do.
Yeah. Anyway, so we did try and put something together for them both, didn't we?
Yes, we did. So we chose the slow-cooked lamb shank from Food 24. Now, why would this go with both these wines, given that they have such different flavor profiles?
I think it's really to do with the amount of sort of fruit that we've got going on here. It's quite a strong flavoured dish, and I didn't want something that's too sort of wishy-washy, because again, I say, people do think that Pinot Noir can be a little bit sort of too subtle for its own good. But I think if you put that with either of these wines, you're going to be surprised just how much they're going to stand up and they're going to take that meat. They've got beautiful acidity, both of them, and that's a very, very rich dish. So you do need some acidity just to cut that through and just to stop it being too cloying and too sticky and too almost sweet at the end of the day. So I think it'd be great.
Well, we're having Pinot Noir and lamb tonight for dinner. Let us know what you'll be having for Wine Wednesday in the comments section below, and we'll see you next week.